As people grow older, they begin to question their decisions of faith and earlier sins, etc. In fact, in John Donne's poem, Sonnet, Holy Sonnet 1, this can be seen through the speaker who begins to question his past moral failures and rue the fact that he cannot escape temptation. Our focus today will be on the author and how he utilizes various literary techniques in order to more effectively convey the concept of an aging man who wishes to escape his past moral failures. Donne utilizes various literary techniques to aid in conveying the speaker's emotion, most notably utilizing figurative language, sound devices, and poetic devices. From the beginning of the poem, unity of thought is prevalent, with figurative language being used frequently. Throughout the sonnet, the speaker utilizes figurative language to heighten the sense of desperation that is contained in the aging speaker. For example, from line 1, this is heavily prevalent with the line, "Thou hast made me, and that shall thy work decay." So it's obvious that he's talking to somebody who is his creator. So that brings up about the concept of a God, obviously, because this is a Christian. This is written by a Christian man in the 1500s in Europe. So this suggests the concept of a Christian God. So the creator will be referring to God, and he continues to personify God in lines 9 and 10, which is when he says, "Only thou art above, and when towards thee by thy eye can look, I rise again." So he's talking about God again and referring to God and saying that only God can help him, etc. And in 13 and 14, the final two lines in the turn of the sonnet, he's saying, "Thy grace may wing me to prevent his art, and thou like adamant draw mine iron heart." So he's requesting God's help again and saying that only God can help him. This is to personalize his request and to explain personalize his request to God to aid him and absolving him of his sin, because he is worried, the speaker is worried about going to hell, and because he feels that he will be, he does not feel that he will be because in line 8 he says, "Which it towards health doth weigh," meaning that when he dies he will probably be consigned to hell. He also personifies death in lines 3 and 6 by saying in line 3, "I run to death, and death meets me as fast," to heighten the sense of an aging speaker. And in 6 he says, "Despair behind and death before doth cast," which is saying that after he passes through his regrets, he will die, and death is the only thing that's left for him at this point. This is to convey the sense that it's an aging speaker who is ready to move on and accept his decisions, ready to think and find a way to become a better himself. And that is why he is requesting God's help. And a metaphor in line 2, which is saying, "Repair me now, for mine end doth haste." He's suggesting that I'm going to die soon, so help fix me, just like an object. So that's also conveying the desperation that he wants to be fixed as soon as possible so he can be qualified to go to heaven. And Donne combines figurative language with sound devices to further the desperation of the speaker by presenting a unity of thought with the figurative language.
Donne utilizes sound devices within the context of the poem to aid in the concept of unity of thought, of which is of being saved. In line 5 to 6, Donne uses alliteration to extend the unity of thought through the D sounds, such as, "I dare not move my dim eyes away, anyway, despair behind, and death before doth cast." All the D sounds contribute to the unity of thought and how he's absolutely sure of what he wants to be saved, or he's saying, like, as he wants to be saved. Lines 9 and 11, "thee," "me," rhymes are close rhymes. They are used in the work to add transition, and they also improve the flow of the idea. Assonance is used throughout the poem, such as in lines 1 through 3, "hast," "haste," "fast," continue through the poem. This provides the unity of thought through the similar sounding words, and it helps convey a uniform thought. Donne extends the sense of unity through the use of poetic devices.
The speaker uses poetic devices to extend the sense of unity of thought by utilizing caesura and parallelism. In lines 10 and 12, parallelism is seen when the speaker says, "I rise again," in line 10, and in line 12, the speaker says, "I can sustain." This provides a link to the earlier portion of the poem, which continues that thought of unity and how his thoughts are continuing as the poem is progressing. And the speaker uses caesura throughout the poem to convey sermon-like thoughts, which reflects the religious basis of which the sonnet is, which you can see in lines 2 to 3, 6 and 7, 9 and 10. In lines 2 to 3, use of commas is seen to show how the emphasis of him running to death, how he needs the emphasis of Savior from God. And in lines 9 and 10, the use of commas is used to show the emphasis of how powerful God is in the speaker's eyes.